Ticker symbol FNGR facing a drawback on Friday, but I do have to tell you that that drawdown was not company specific. In fact, it is broader market related due to some macroeconomic data releases that came out on that day. Let's go ahead and go over some of those metrics so that we can eliminate some of that fear in the overall market spectrum. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an FNGR technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Saturday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team. So first of all, yes, let's go ahead and start first with that ARCa algorithm, the very one that we've been looking at for that strength to the upside, team. We can definitely see that we had a pretty intense, I don't want to say pretty intense, because in relation to the upside that we've been facing here on FNGR, that is definitely just a little bit of a pullback before we can continue on to the upside, team. We're getting some over-exaggerated people talking on Twitter, some over-exaggerations on stock twits saying that it dumped. Stop following these people. Stop doing that, team. Go ahead and notice for yourself, what are you looking at right here? What is all this over here? And then we have this. Oh my goodness, man, come on. And what's funny is that we actually got a lot more bullish when we face this down here, and we haven't even faced not even a 0.13% of that drop, team. We are looking pretty good even still. And I want to go ahead and point over to the DBSI ARCa algo that we just released, team, and please go ahead and notice right over here that we have now met the bears with a 50-50% score. Yes, yes, it is a 50-50, but please remember that we've been looking at this with a massive bull lead. Okay, so for this so-called massive quote-unquote drop for us to come back down to 50-50, that's pretty impressive, and actually not the bears leading. Okay, team, so let's go ahead and just go over some of these things so that we can identify those potential strengths. And now one of the most sought after ARCa algos that we have released, team, please get in touch with us at arqindicators@gmail.com so that you can acquire these. So one of these that a lot of people are speaking of right now and raving about is that composure indicator, to show us that there is that, I mean, only because it has this one feature that a lot of indicators all over the markets don't have. And that is, in fact, the manipulation indication, which is an X, right? A yellow X. It pops up when it tells you there's manipulation in the markets. Let's go ahead and see what the hell the deal is here, right? So, as you can see, no X in the markets. All right, so so that's a pretty good thing, okay, team? It's not looking bad whatsoever. In fact, as we're running to the upside, you're going to notice here that these yellow diamonds appear, right? And those are to tell you that the market trend to the upside is not done. And I want you to see here that you also will have a couple of these reds along the way up, right? So you're going to definitely catch them. We get some capitulation here. We get a recovery and continue, right? So please notice that all of those yellow diamonds are still being presented. Here's the first little red one, right? Just like that, team, just like that. I don't think there's any reason to panic here, but I do see that we have some more charts to go over, right, man? Let me get some love. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, team, and see what we have. Okay, so very, very impressive times here on the 3-hour FNGR chart as we dropped beneath the pennant that we were actually already breaking out and making our top side to, right? We literally got interrupted by the broader markets, team. And what do I mean by the broader markets interrupting us? Well, let's take a look at the economic calendar here and just take a look at the non-farm payroll data that came out. We actually came out with, let's see, I'm going to just pull this up just a little bit and show you this. Okay, so the prior economic data that came out was a 3.6% read. Our forecast and our expectations were to stay at the 3.6%. Okay, so now what ended up happening is that the actual released came out to a 3.5 the non-farm payrolls. Okay, so that unemployment rate is incredibly important for us to focus, team, because we the Fed wants us to have less jobs, right? The Fed is expecting for us to capitulate in the jobs, and if that's the case, then that means that the markets would rally, which is really crappy, right? Unfortunately, that's the matter of fact here. Okay, so we're getting better numbers. We have 187,000 jobs added. Okay, so that's kind of we didn't want to go there. Okay, and that was the last time we had it. We were at 180,000. So adding jobs to this is it's going to cause the markets to face some serious fears. Okay, first of all, let me give it to you like this, right? Non-farm payroll data released on Friday, which came in at that 3.5 when the expectations were at a 3.6. This score is giving us a higher probability of recession entering the broader markets. Okay, so now bond yields as well. So bond yields buying rate increased, which drops the yield by about, I believe the metric was around 15 basis points or 0.147, which in turn is also a sign of recession and which causes the markets to face a drawdown. Okay, so now when we're talking about flash sell-offs, when we're talking about these types of drawdowns, everything in the markets will experience fear and everything will experience the pressure to the downside. Yes, when the markets drop, we get the small caps and the micro caps to find some liquidity for an upside, but when there is a sell-off like this paired with a catalyst like the one that we just faced, we're going to face pressures all around the market spectrum. Go ahead and take a look at here. This is your SPX. This is your NASDAQ 100 Big Tech. You have your Dow Jones Industrial. This is your ticker symbol finger right here. You have Meta dropping, you have Apple dropping, you have GTII dropping, you have Microsoft dropping. Please go ahead and look at my watch list right over here, team, okay? I want you to notice that it's not company specific. I want you to grow as a trader. I want you to observe the markets, and I want you to stop pointing fingers at your influencers or whoever else you're listening to. Okay, there are going to be a lot of furus out there, right? Your fake gurus. But if we can do that together, and if we can stick to the ones that we believe have strength, then we'll be able to grow a lot better, right? So I want you to notice here. Look at this. This is your American Airlines dropping. JP Morgan Chase is dropping. You have PayPal dropping. Palantir dropping. This is your AI sector right here, entirely down, right? ARQQ, BTI, CXAI, AI. My goodness, team. I'm really talking about everything dropping here, team, okay? So this is why I'm saying, you know what, let's go ahead and let the markets do their thing. Let's let it do its little dance right here, and then we're going to go ahead and recover whenever that time needs to be. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart here and see what we have going for FNGR, okay? Because there's not, to tell you the very honest truth, there's not a lot to say here. You know what? In the multi-view, I think I did, yeah, check it out. This is actually something that I can talk to you about right now. 4-hour time frame FNGR bouncing really nicely off of that EMA 55. And the EMA 55 is very particular because that is the time frame that we used for this for the silver cross, right? Whenever the EMA 21 shorter period moving average moves above the longer term period, which is the EMA 55, a 55-day closing exponential moving average, that is called a silver cross. EMA 21 over the 55. Okay, so notice this. We came back down. We bounced right perfectly off of that EMA 55. We made a pretty impressive bounce here to $5.30 from that 516 bottom. Okay, team, it's going to be a little bit of a trek to the upside. We have that EMA 21 as resistance. We have technical resistances at that 540 as well. We're going to have to go ahead and practice some patience here as we recover because the broader markets really kind of killed us off. Okay, team, so let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis, which is actually the RSI here. And this is going to tell us the short-term basis over what we can expect for the coming Monday or the coming week, right? So this is your hourly time frame RSI. Both of the 30-minute and the hourly are expecting an upside continuation here. But if you can see that the 30-minute, the hourly, right, and the bi-hourly time frames are facing a resistance right at that SMA 14 represented by this pink line. Okay, now I can see the 4-hour also experiencing that same pressure, that same pressure too. But what I can tell you is that it looks like it could be a temporary drawback. And why can I say that? Well, because of the larger time frames. Take a look at your daily time frame. This is your 3-day time frame. They are both at the support of the SMA 14. Okay, of course, both at risk of failing it entirely, but that doesn't matter. It's okay. You see this right here? We can fail it sometimes and recover it, right? So that's why I'm saying that we're at the support of the SMA 14 in the broader time frames, right? Which would essentially face a bounce and then recover, since we are in the gravitational zone here of the shorter time frame. This is the daily. We'll find that support from the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, pull us right back up. will get the 3-day time frame to naturally be influenced by the shorter time frame, because we always speak about this, team. We always speak about the cascading time frames, okay? So that's what we're waiting for, team. I do think that we have some pretty nice upside coming in, but it's going to be a natural ebb and flow. There's going to be some pressures to the upside, some pressures to the downside. We must practice some patience over what's happening here. Anything that I say can be invalidated at any FOMO type of event. Like on Friday, we faced that catalyst. No one could have guessed that the jobs report was going to come in negative, right? Or positive in this case, right? When we want it to be negative, right? So, yeah, I just want you to be aware of your broader markets as well, team. We are not running one ticker leads all here. We are not running, nothing is going to be like that, okay? FNGR, it's like people are thinking like FNGR is honestly like like everything is like the whole universe is revolving around this ticker. No, team, no, not at all. We have to practice patience. We have to practice our craft and understand that there are macro rules for us to follow. So when someone is telling you that the charts don't matter on a ticker like FNGR, and then you're noticing that your entire market space, all of the charts are down in red, how do you explain? It's silly talk, okay, team? We're not in kindergarten here. We're not kids, all right? Of course it matters. Man, you're literally seeing everything in sync in here. The SPX probably doesn't even know FNGR exists. It's so tiny. But you can see clear proof here, team, that the charts do have a lot of correlation to do with each other. This is why we charted. This is why it does matter. This is why manipulation gets charted, team. That's why, and that's how we do it. All right, team, so please remember, always, always, always remember the one important thing, okay, team? Do not take anything of what I say and iterate within these videos as a form of financial advice. Please, please, please do your own due diligence, okay? I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold anything at all. Never, never, never. But I do know that everything will be cool, team, okay? But please, 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 practice your patience, and I will catch you at the next one, all right, team? Adios. Peace, peace, peace.